All right, in Belgrade, Serbia, I made a very interesting discovery here that I want to share with you all and show. Well, I saw part of it, then I came up on the other side. I was going to go back down and kind of discover it with y'all. But I was trying to get across the street. There were no crosswalks for this park across the street. And I saw some underground things. They've got them all over Belgrade, where you go down underground and you can cross underneath the street and come up the other side.
This is what we waited for. Take my hand,
but this one went deep underground, and there's this huge place down there, which I swear to God, I don't know if it's like they built it for a subway station, because Belgrade's like famous for not having a subway. It's like the biggest city in Europe that doesn't have a metro underground. They've been trying to, for like 100 years, to try to get one. Even back in like the 80s, Yugoslavia, when it was Yugoslavia, they talked about allowing the Soviet Union owed Yugoslavia a lot of money to pay it back by doing that, and I think that deal got torpedoed by like Croatia, or I think it was Croatia and Slovenia. But anyway, so we're gonna go down and discover what this thing is. I have a suspicion it was built for a subway, but we'll see.
somehow we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out.
And this is, I mean, this construction and stuff, it's been here for a while, because it's like the escalators and stuff don't work. So it's pretty darn old. I mean, I don't know like how old, but it's very, very interesting. So I'll kind of pan around and show you this construction, but this is on the upstairs. But look down here. I mean, that's got to go somewhere. And the signs say ramp 1 and ramp 2. But you've got all this just amazing.
Oh, come on and let's go, let's be free.
So it's obviously something. I mean, used for something. I don't know what that stuff is over there. But I'm gonna go downstairs and check it out. Let's go around here. Let's see, more benches and plants and stuff there. And it's got exits going every which way but loose. It's very interesting. And see, these, they don't seem to be going anywhere. Sort of a ticket system. And there's a monitor up here, like a cafe bar that's closed down. Some sort of where you would get your departures and stuff. The only thing I can figure, because like I say, it's well known that they don't have one, is that this was either built for a subway station, or maybe this is where the old train station was, and it came in underground. I don't know. There's something over here that says tickets though, so I'm going to try to find out and see what's on the signs. So about 2 seconds after I turned the camera off down in there and was trying to figure out going down those escalators, the lady came over to me and said there's no filming down there. So apparently there's a deep, dark Serbian secret train station or something. They don't want you to film. I guess it's for some sort of security purposes. I don't know. I turned it off. I mean, I already had the camera off at that point. But I didn't see any signs that said you couldn't do that, but I'll take her word for it. But anyway, I asked her, and apparently they do have trains in there. She said it was a local train network. All the stuff was in Serbian though, so I really couldn't figure out where to go on there. The lady was really nice. She's like, where are you trying to go? And I'm like, well, we're heading over to the mall here after a while, so if it goes out that way, I might ride it. And she's like, no, it doesn't go there, take the bus. But, she was kind of busy, so she didn't have time to tell me where all the trains, these local trains, I guess, go to. But it's definitely underground. I mean, it's way down there. So, I don't know. I haven't seen any above surface trains here other than the cars. But this is just going out of the city center. This is probably right at the edge of zone 2, maybe going into zone 3. Really big park, really nice. I'd filmed it for some other stuff I was doing earlier, but anyway, I'm going to do some research, find out where those trains go around town, maybe come back and ride them, although I won't be able to show you guys because they don't want people filming their trains. All right, any of you guys know though, seriously, leave a comment below, help a guy out here. All right, so I came back to the location of these trains. Again, they wouldn't let me film down there, so I can't show you any of the footage of it. But I came back 2 additional times. So the first time that I came back, I went down, I'm like, hey, I want to ride the train, try to go someplace, and I had researched it a little bit. And let me tell you, finding out information on these trains, unless you know exactly what you're looking for online, or you don't speak or read and write in Serbian, for me, it was very difficult. But I finally, after about an hour's worth of research, waded through it, and I told the lady, I picked out a train station where I went to, and she looked at me funny, and she's like, you can't go there from here. And I was like, really? Okay. And so they have signs in the windows of where the trains are going. They got like little maps. Of course, it's in Serbian. So I tried to figure that out, and I didn't go back. And again, this lady was like, well, can you tell me, I mean, where are you trying to get to? And I finally figured out what was going on with these Serbian ladies that work there, is that they really, really, really want to help you, but they're problem solvers. Their thing is, where do you want to go? I'm gonna help you get the correct transportation in order to get there. And they don't really seem to understand that. One, they don't understand why a tourist would ever want to ride these. These are commuter trains that are down where I showed you in the video. But so they can't figure out why a tourist would want to, or a foreigner would want to go on these trains, because they don't go anywhere that, you know, they think of that tourists or foreigners would want to go. And 2, they don't seem to understand the concept of simply riding trains for fun. To them, it's a mode of transportation to get from point A to point B. Incredibly logical. I totally understand that. And they think I'm crazy, and probably am a little crazy, because I just like to ride trains around, see where they go, and to have that experience. And they're like, you know, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and you know, yeah, I get that. So what it turns out though, that I finally figured out, and it took me forever. I was on this quest for about a month. Every time I would get up in that area, I would try to go there again. But I finally figured out what they are. So they're commuter trains, and they do go to the outskirts of the city. There was only one line that I dealt with. It looked like from the train station I was at that it actually had 2 different lines. But the line that I looked at and got on went basically from one end, it goes across the Sava River to the outskirts of town. And to the other direction, it actually goes over I didn't go over the Danube, but apparently it goes over the Danube River as well. I went the opposite way and came back. But it's these rails were meant, or these trains were meant to bring commuters into the city to work. So that way they could avoid all of the traffic that was coming in. In some parts of it, the trains run underneath the city, which is really cool, you know, if you're trying to avoid the traffic that's on the surface. So there was, from the portion I was at, it would run underneath the city quite a little bit of ways. Most of the train stations beyond that, though, in fact, I think all of them, maybe one. There's one more, and then I think all of them were above surface at that point. So that's what there are. They're commuter trains. So take you to the outside of the city. You know, as a tourist, I don't know how much helpful that would be to anybody. But it's good to know that if you're wanting to go out to a municipality that's still part of Belgrade, but it's on the outskirts of town, and you want to go out and see those things, then, you know, these are available to you, and you can use them. So, by the way, the escalators go down. It's like, I mean, it took like, I think it took over a minute to ride down the escalators. So you're going way down beneath the city there in that train station. So there's the explanation to the top secret railway station in Belgrade, Serbia. I was glad I finally figured it out. Again, I don't know how useful this is to anybody, but I thought it was fun. And I wished I could have put it on film, but they told me I couldn't film anything there. And, you know, I'm a guest. I'm not going to go breaking the rules. So at least you got to see the train station, though, right? All right. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.
We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited.